So good morning or afternoon or whatever time of day it is when you're tuning in. Thanks for tuning in. So we want to talk to you very briefly today about acupressure points, how to find them, what to do to get them to work for you, and when to use them. So acupressure points, there's a whole ton of them in the body. We're not going to talk about specifics really today. We're going to talk about one to use as an example, which is a very common one, which is large intestine 4, and it's found on the hand, which makes it really easy to demo. And so when you talk about how to find these points, anytime that we have a blog article or a video or anything that talks about acupressure, we're going to be showing you photos or giving you a description or example of where the point is. Basically, you'll be seeing a picture of the body. There'll be a little dot somewhere, and we'll give you a description anatomically of how to find that. And we're going to walk through some features about the body that help you identify the correct location on yourself, so that you know that you've actually found the right place. So for large intestine 4, for example, we would give you the photo of the hand showing the point, and there's a little dot here, but you probably can't see it. And we'll give you a description like it's the second metatarsal, so it's or metacarpal, so it's the long bone connected to the forefinger, and it's at the midpoint of that bone where you roll just off to the side close to the thumb. And if you're trying to find this on yourself, what you find is that if you get close to the location, you're going to feel a little bit of an indent in the bone, or a little divot in the bone. And typically when you find an acupressure point, there is a characteristic feature like that. The bone will be a little indented, or there will be a little depression in the muscle, or a little depression in the skin or surface tissue, which gives you the idea that you have found the correct anatomical location. Now, acupuncturists go a little further than this. What they'll do is they'll not just be looking for that indent, but they'll also be looking for what's called the live point. And to find the live point, what you do is you actually brush your finger across the surface of the skin, and what you will notice if you train yourself a little bit is that there's a very small location where the skin feels a little different. It might be dry if the surrounding skin is wet, or vice versa. It might have a little bit of a temperature change. Your finger might be apt more to stick at a particular spot. And what you're finding there is, what you're feeling is a difference in skin resistance, electrical skin resistance. And that is the location of the actual live acupuncture point. So it's not just anatomically located based on the description we give you, but there's also a little bit of a sensation change too, to get that description and that location narrowed down even further. So what you find is when you found a point, if you palpate into it a little bit, you typically feel sore or it feels tender. This might be amplified if you palpate in a particular direction. And if you find that going in a particular direction, say this way for example, or this way for example, gives you more sensation, more tenderness, then that's the direction you're going to want to palpate or massage when you actually use the points. So let's talk about what you do when you're going to use the point. You're going to want to press and massage, typically clockwise, for about 5 to 10 seconds. When you do that, you're going to want to be exhaling, so you would typically inhale, and then as you exhale, press and massage 5 to 10 seconds, and repeat that about 2 to 3 times. You check both sides of the body for any point, unless it's right on the midline, and if you find that one point is more tender than the other, then certainly use the more tender one. If it's certainly not a problem to use both either, you can, but if you're going to choose only one, choose the more tender one. And so you massage in that way, and when you are pressing and massaging it, you don't want to just press and massage the surface of the skin, but feel like you are pressing into the core center of the body. So not even just into the muscle tissue underneath it, but feel like you're really trying to get down deep into the core of the body. And that makes sure that you're able to activate the point at an appropriate level when you want to use it, based using only finger pressure. So when do you use acupressure points? Well, typically they're reserved for acute situations. if you have an acute problem like a headache or a menstrual cramp, or your back is seized up or something like that, and you need to get some immediate symptomatic relief, those are the best times to use it, because acupressure points are more sore during those times, giving you the indication that those are the points that really need care and really need attention. So typically, if we're going to talk about acupressure for a condition like hot flashes, for example, we'll give you 2 or 3, maybe 4 points to choose from, and when you palpate around different ones, you'll find that one is more reactive or a couple are more reactive. Those are the ones that you really want to cycle or hone down in on, or cycle through when you're going to massage them. You can also use acupressure points prior to a situation where you know you're going to be putting strain on the body. So if you are prone to back pain, for example, and you're going into a situation where you're going to do a lot of squatting or a lot of lifting where you would aggravate your back, then you can massage those points beforehand to try and give you a little bit of extra capacity but when you do those activities. It's also a good idea to massage them during that activity as well, to make sure that you're giving yourself good relief during whatever it is that would be aggravating you. Of course, general stretching, general care for the area of the body that's under stress is always good as well at the same time. And when you're going to use these points, you can use them up to a few hours a day. Typically, I would encourage every 2, 3, 4 hours if there's something that is acute but ongoing. So hot flashes, typically if they come in clusters, or if you get them multiple times a day, then every time you get a hot flash you can look and cycle through the different points that would be active and massage them to help really alleviate that problem. So that's the general intro to acupressure. We will be releasing blog articles or videos that talk about points that you can use for specific conditions, and when you get those list of points, be sure to come back, review the video, review the content to make sure that you understand how to find them, when they're best used, and also how best to massage them, use them for your own benefit. So we hope this has been very good for you, and thanks for stopping in.